Hi everyone and welcome to Tom and Harry SMMA. This video is to actually tell you about the worst ever meeting we've had since running our marketing agency. We've had a few baddies, but obviously we've had most of the meetings we try to do are well constructed and you have a great person on the end of the phone and we've got good conversations, but we've had some fucking outrageous ones. So without any further ado, let's get into the video. Harry, we're going to set a timer for 10 minutes, as we normally do on this YouTube channel. For those who are watching, please like, subscribe, comment, keep it positive. But yeah, what's the worst? Let's just openly talk about it, mate. What's the worst meeting we've ever had?
Mate, there's been a few for different reasons. I'm going to go, well, I think are we going to just talk through one or are we going to talk through a few?
I don't talk, which one comes to your head? Because we've not actually prepped this video at all.
The one recently, the US one.
Yeah, that's bad.
I'll set the tone, mate, because I did the first meeting. So this took...
You were the fucking stupid woman. The disclaimer, fucking dopey
yeah,
woman.
yeah. So to set the scene, our sales team had booked us a call originally with the manager of this business. I had a meeting with him. I remember getting off the phone with him and ringing you and being like, mate, it's gone so well. I think he's going to be a client. All he wants to do is up for us to meet the owner next week. So I was like, right. And then this was at like the only time she could do was 6 p.m. US time, and you and I were in the UK. You were in the UK at the time, and so we were doing it 11 p.m. at night. And we stayed up till 11 p.m. at night, got on this call, thinking, right, we're staying up till 11 p.m. We're going to get this client closed. We get on the call, and fuck me, the owner of this business was a monster. She was horrible, wasn't she?
An absolute creature of the night. It was what was wrong with this woman? Let's just fucking outline.
Yeah, let's break it down.
Her attitude, right? First of all, her attitude was horrendous. It was like she'd been, as a lot of people have, she'd been hit with like, she didn't trust marketing companies. She'd been stung in the past. So her back was up. She didn't even meet us. She didn't even know who we were or anything. I don't think she'd even been on our website. We told her to go on our website. We told her to check out our case studies to really warm her up. She gets on it with a face like fucking thunder.
Yeah.
She looks like she just sat on a fucking porcupine, you know?
Mate, she was sat
She
like
really did. Yeah, she did. She was brought hand on face. Like it looked like it was horrendous. So her attitude was really poor at the beginning. Her English wasn't great. Now, I admire anybody, for the record, anybody who can speak a second language other than English. You're doing better than me and Harry because we don't speak any other languages. So I fully admire it. However, still can't take away the fact that like sometimes it's quite hard speaking to someone whose English isn't great because Harry talks quick, I talk quick, and therefore we have to really we have to change the way we speak and we have to enunciate words.
She didn't really understand like different bits of like phrases we were saying, did she? She was very like detached. Oh, but then yeah, no, you carry on.
And then the meeting, well, so me and Harry, then we can tell she's it's like she's consistently smelling a turd, right? So we go through the presentation. We ask some fact-finding questions at the beginning, about what marketing have you tried before and where would your marketing go and how do you see the growth of your business, all the usual shit that we teach in our academy, right? We then do our presentation, which is pretty flawless. It's very clear and it's exceptional. At the end of it, she's like, what she says? She says, so, no, she says something like, I live in, obviously people know I don't always live in the UK. I live in America. And she's like, so where in America do you live? And I was like, I told her, and then she just sort of screwed her nose up at it and then said something like, oh, so how can, something about running the business in America and in the UK, wasn't it? And we were like,
she said, where are your office bases? Where's your office based in America? And we said, we don't have an office based in America.
yeah.
Most days, we're like, all of our employees are remote. And then she said something about the US being impossible to advertise to in comparison to the UK and London. And then we squished that because we're like, well, half of our clients are in the US, literally next door to yours.
Yeah, she's like, oh, it's really hard to advertise to people in the US. It's just different ads and it's different thing. And we were like, I think you'll find that advertising to people for your industry on Harley Street in London is fucking insane.
Yeah.
Like
Not your
that's
like
hard.
not your like very small business in the
In Queens,
US in Queens. Yeah.
in Queens, it's like, so she was just always trying to find problems. And then she gets on to guarantees. This is where it all went wrong.
This is where it went wrong. And this shows, mate, how much you and I like practice what we preach on this channel. Like we're not talking about on YouTube, don't do guarantees. Guarantees are a load of shit, and then going off and giving loads of guarantees. We stamp like you'll explain it, mate. Like this all went well. It was going wrong anyway, but then it went.
It was going wrong. We're on the call, for the record, right? When we're on calls, me and Harry, we have WhatsApp open in the background. Me and Harry use WhatsApp to communicate like things that maybe I want Harry to say, or I'll cue Harry up to dive in with a, it's clever. So,
Yeah.
and this is where having two people, you know, we run our business but we still front up the front end because it's really important. This is where having two of us is really cool, because I will message Harry on WhatsApp to say, mention this, mention that.
Yeah, like teaming up together.
But then we also use it to fucking slate the client. So when we're on calls, we'll be like, oh, you know, this woman's pissing me off. Or Harry will text me saying, no, don't want to work with her.
Mate,
Literally.
I sent you a text message. It's probably 30 seconds into meeting up with her and saying we're not working with her.
Yeah, 30 seconds in, Harry has judged the shit out of her and gone, nah, no, she ain't for us. We don't
And
want
that's the benefit of like where we are, mate. Like which
Yeah.
people don't understand. And this is what like beginner agencies should also do, which is those sales calls are also a time for you to figure out if you want to work with them. It's difficult to do when you've not got any clients, but when you get to a point where you've like your agency's growing no matter what, and you've got so many meetings booked, like if we get on a client call with someone and they're just a fucking prick, we'll just be like,
Yeah, we just don't.
and which eventually happens in this call.
It does. So we're on the call, and obviously she's got face like thunder. She doesn't really appreciate the strategy that we're running through. She's very skeptical, thinks we're fucking grog shit. Just wanted to get on and really gauge some ideas, I think, about where she could possibly go with it. And then she goes, so what guarantees are you going to give me? And we're like, what do you mean? Well, what guarantees? Like everyone else I've spoken to, give me guarantees. I want some guarantees from you that it's going to work. And I was like, well, I guarantee that we'll do a good job for you and we'll work hard for you, and my team will. Well, I can't give you any more guarantees. She was like, well, I don't really trust an agency that don't give me some guarantees. I'm putting money with you. I want to guarantee stuff. And I'm thinking, I think I said to her, like, you can't guarantee anything. If I was to have treatment with you in your clinic, could you guarantee I'm going to look like Channing Tatum?
Mate, she also, which was, she said, but after that, she said, I can guarantee that everyone has a good service. So we were like, what? So you've never had someone complain about the aesthetics treatment you've had previously? She was just lying. Like, there's no way. Like, and then she was talking about insurance and like the fact that she takes out insurance and like, this is the language barrier again. She wasn't really making much sense. But what our response to the guarantees was what Tom said. Like, we said, you can't guarantee stuff, but also we'd spent probably the first 15 minutes of the meeting explaining why our agency is so different, explaining how our team invests time into each of our clients to train their sales team to close these leads we bring in, work with them to learn about their business and all this stuff that happens over time. And she just didn't understand that we had a team to pay for, and the fact that if her sales team refused to turn up to those sales calls and they didn't convert the leads, we should be giving them a refund. Like, it just doesn't work like that. And this is why the guarantees are so stupid online. It's like, we couldn't guarantee, even though we've worked with 50 to 60 of the exact same business, pretty much in the exact same location as her. So we could tell her ballpark what she's going to get. We still said there's no guarantee.
Yeah.
Us.
I know she was very unimpressed by that, because she's like, well, other marketing agencies I get approached by, they all offer me guarantees. And I'm like, well, how many have you partnered with? Zero.
And how many of those have stung you, like you said at the beginning of the call?
Exactly. And I dug in at this point. Me and Harry liaised privately, where we were like, we're not going to work with this woman anyway. You know, we weren't going to we wanted to at least educate her to some level. We were like, listen, if you partner with a marketing agency that make guarantees for you, or my advice to you is to run a mile. Like, you know, and I think during the call, I was like, we're not going to partner. I just want to make it clear now, you're not for us. Like, we're not going to work together. We've agreed that, and you're not going to work with us. That's absolutely fine. But do not partner with an agency that give you guarantees. And it was just, I felt sorry for the lad who teed up the appointment, because this is our sales guy reached out to this guy. He was a major influence in the account. He really liked us, really liked the strategy, really liked our sales guy. He was very positive. He loved our website, our case.
He was sold on it.
He was sold. He then had to take it to the woman, the fucking stupid woman who owns the business, who just didn't understand what we do at all. And no matter how much we could lay out the strategy, be as charismatic as we want, she wasn't really having any of it. It was a waste of her time. And I think at the end of the call, can you remember what I said at the very end of the call, mate?
Yeah, you may. Tom ends the call with, you win some, you lose some.
Right. And that was that. And we just literally left it. But
mate, it's so fucking funny.
Meeting. How much do we have left on the timer?
That's 10 minutes exactly, mate.
Fucking hell, there's another one I could have talked about, but we'll do that for another meeting.
Yeah, I just think the bottom line of it is yes, when you get to our level and the point our agency's at, we can be like this with clients. But what this also shows is you watch people on YouTube, you watch people on TikTok, and you think that every meeting they get is gold dust and they don't get time wasters. Like, guys, we still get so many people either just have zero. We got on a client call the other day. She had £100 a month ad spend, even though we qualified her and qualified her. She just not told the truth in the lead up to it. And then once we explained it and it was real, she was like, I only have 100 quid to spend. It's like, we get these time wasters and you get people like that. So it's like, it's not all fairy dust and rainbows, but you have to get through those to get the ones that are ready to buy.
Yeah, and it does show the pre-qualification is so important. You do have to just ask when you're ringing people initially to get them on that second call. And this is what we teach, isn't it? Like, the first call is to get the second appointment. Yeah, really. Just make sure that they've got clients themselves and they've got a business that's that could flourish. It may not be, but they need to have the budget to make it flourish. And if they've got ad spend or they want to invest in a strategy, it's going to be your strategy. Anyway, fucking hell, it's a disaster, wasn't it? Absolute car crash.
It was. But I hope you enjoyed that video, guys. Hope you found that entertaining because it's fucking funny talking about it. Yeah, please please subscribe, continually follow us on Apple Music and the podcast. We really appreciate it. If you have any questions about SMMA, message us on Instagram, Harry_SMMA, Tom_SMMA. And yeah, we shall see you in the next video.